Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Eddie Sweet and Loxie Sweet. The two of you have been married for 3.5 years. You've been together for 4 years. You don't have any children together. You're here to get some advice because you want to save your marriage. Mr. Sweet, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship, how it started, and why we're in divorce court today?
When me and Loxie met, we were both working. She was working. She had normal activities. She went out with friends. She had hobbies. I felt like we were a partner in the relationship as far as the financials and everything, like chores and stuff like that. And it seems like the more and more like the time goes on in our marriage, the less and less she does.
Okay. Start me out at the beginning, though. I mean, because I think you had an interesting. You got married after knowing her for 60 days.
Yeah.
Talk to me what happens in 60 days that says, I do at the end of it.
All right, well, when me and her met, we were homeless, we were living on the streets, okay? So in my head, and I'm just being honest, I don't know if this is, logical or whatever. In my head, I thought I need to lock this girl in now who's willing to marry a homeless man right now. And that was my logic. I mean,
Did she have a home?
She moved, when we first met, no.
So you were both homeless?
Homeless, yes, ma'am.
So you wanted to lock down somebody else with no house? I don't get it.
At that time in my life, I was on drugs. I didn't have any goals, so I really wasn't thinking into the future.
Mm-hmm. Ms. Sweet, what did you see within 60 days that said to you, I should marry this guy?
I felt like he was my soulmate.
What made you think he was your soulmate?
By the way he made me feel, and like we was both struggling and going through a lot, and we was gonna pull each other out of it together, and I just felt like that meant something.
That sounds more like a friendship than a relationship to me. Relationship is, all right, I want to do this with you, I want to be with you, not we gonna pull each other out and then nah. Nah, bro, we can pull each other out and be cool. That don't mean that we gotta be together. That's just what it sound like to me.
You still think he's your soulmate?
I don't know.
Why don't you tell me, you said earlier that you believe that as the relationship has continued, she's doing less and less and become more and more lazy. Explain the course of events to me.
What do you mean? The
Like
evolution of Loxie not working?
Yes. Yes.
All right, it started off, like I said, we were working, we both had jobs, we were both contributing to the marriage as far as paying bills and food and all that good stuff. What exactly occurred to make her not do that, I can't really say. There wasn't like a significant, I guess.
There wasn't an event.
Yeah, it wasn't one
down.
event. I think it's just the struggling, just the 3.5 years we've been married, it's been rough.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just built up on her maybe. She's getting depressed. But I'm depressed too. I'm working 3 jobs. When I get off work, I have to come home, do the cleaning, do the laundry,
No, I'm not touching a dish. I'm not touching a cotton shirt. I'm not touching a vacuum cleaner. If I'm working 3 jobs, the only thing I'm touching is you. And my lunch bag when I'm on my way out the door. That's it, bro. That's it. You're not going, man, hell no. I tell y'all, at some point in time, regardless of who you are, as people, human beings, we take inventory. He took an inventory and, damn, I got 3 jobs. I work 16 hours. It's only 24 hours in the day. It take me a couple minutes to get home, and then I got to eat. I sleep for 4 hours, and I do it a lot. Well, what the hell is she doing? She don't really be doing. Then the other day when I got off, I had to make dinner. I had to do the laundry. Yeah, people start to take inventory, bro. He taking inventory right now. I ain't mad at that.
the cooking. But in the time that we've been married, she's cooked for me 3 times. She doesn't agree to that.
He is such a liar.
Maybe it's been 5 times, okay?
Mrs. Sweet, is he holding down 3 jobs and then he has to come home and do all of the housework as well?
No, he's lying. He's not holding
Does
down
he come
3
home
jobs.
to a meal and a nice clean house?
No, I've been down for my knee surgery.
She's been down for 3 years. Time to get up.
Mr. Sweet.
Yeah, he died, bro. Ain't feeling that. Shout out to him. She gonna whoop your ass when you get home. Don't you embarrass her like that out there in public. You know better than that. But it was funny. That was funny. He said it's time to get up. Yo, she said, I've been down for the past. He said, you've been down for the past 3 years. It's time to get up. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Mr. Sweet is frustrated. You know, before the knee surgery, were you on top of all of the domestic duties since he was on top of all the economic ones?
Yes, I was working. I was a waitress.
For how long?
5 weeks.
Did the two of you discuss who was going to do what when you got married?
50-50. It was going to be
50-50
split.
on the
It doesn't matter
bills,
how
everything.
she made the money. Like, I mean, I don't want her on the streets, you know, giving it away for money or whatever. But I mean, have a hustle, do something. Like, I do photography, okay?
Right.
I take pictures, I hustle those, you know, whatever it takes to pay our rent. I might not be able to keep a stable job, but as soon as I lose a job, I go and find another one. She can't even do that. And,
You got no hustle, Mrs. Sweet? You're not out
I
there
think
trying
she's
to
using me.
join hands with your man and get out there and make something happen economically?
No.
And said it with a straight face and think that it's cool. That's a F you to me. That's a F you to me. You take care of this, you do that. I'm going to sit back and chill and watch you do it. Then what's the point of me being with you? Ain't the point of this whole relationship, marriage, love thing is for everybody to get better and for life to be easier? Ain't that the point of it? This is just hey, that's how I look at it. You can sit right there and look as pretty as you want and all of the lingerie that you want and all of that. That's cool, fine, and that's good. But at some point in time, well, fuck it, you did, and this go both ways. Fellas, she not working in this video, but a lot of the videos we ain't been working. So don't get too happy. This go both ways. But yeah, don't nobody want to sit up there and keep looking at your stinking ass, not doing nothing, being productive. Nobody want to do that, bro. I don't care how good you look as a man, as a woman, as a fox, as a fish, whatever, bro. Whatever. If you're not contributing, if you're not adding on, then you're subtracting. It got to be something being done. Something got to be. And the fact that she can sit up there and say that with a straight face and be cool with it is concerning to me. You don't even have no plans on doing nothing.
And it's not
You
funny,
say that his mother doesn't like you. Is that true?
That's true.
You think she's a lot of the problem? A lot of the reason why he's mad at you is because he's listening to his mother. Is that true?
That's true. She bribes him to leave me. She tells him that if he leaves me, she'll put him up in a different apartment and stuff, and that really makes me mad.
because my mom
Now,
doesn't.
now, why do you think his mother wants him to leave you?
Probably because I haven't worked that much since we've been together. And I know that, but I've had a lot of issues, a lot of health issues. I had my appendix taken out, my gallbladder taken out. I've had 2 knee surgeries.
Elective.
Yeah, but we're
elective.
talking 3.5 years, though.
Elective knee surgeries.
You know what I'm saying?
I worked too.
When's the last time you had a job?
The last time I had a job was right before I had the surgery.
Elective surgery. We discussed this surgery, that maybe this wasn't the best time to have this surgery because we just moved into a new apartment, okay? She knew that we needed 2 incomes to pay for that rent. And then her doctor, the doctor's concern is only getting money, okay? The doctor's not gonna pay her rent, buy her food. The doctor right now is paid and on vacation somewhere, and me and her are struggling about to be homeless.
That's the absolute train line.
Mrs. Sweet, this man is sounding so logical over here. You were in a situation, in a new apartment, you needed both incomes. Did you decide to have elective surgery and just leave him out alone in the cold?
I wouldn't say elective surgery. I don't know why he calls it elective surgery.
That's the definition of it.
The doctor strictly said if I don't have the surgery, I'm going to have a knee replacement.
That doctor wanted money, and he got money, and we're struggling about to be homeless.
I'm with you, Mr. Sweet, but in one context, you do kind of have to listen to the professionals. when they're saying, you know, your knee is bad and you might have to have replacement surgery.
I understand that.
And all that kind of stuff. But you could have found a job sitting down somewhere and waited for a while and helped this man pay the rent. Sometimes you gotta wait on some stuff.
He's quit at least 10 jobs.
But I always find another one.
He's had like 10 jobs since we've been together. He can't keep a job either. So what's the I mean,
I'm not perfect, and like I said, I have trouble maintaining a job. I can't.
But you always get a new one.
I always find some way to pay our electric.
For a
pay our phone
day?
bill. Whether it's a day or whatever, I'm still making money that day, and the next day I go find another source of income.
Okay, I got it. I'm gonna talk to Mrs. Sweet for a second. I understand that deep down in your heart of hearts, you really don't think it's your job to provide for the family economically. You were raised to believe that that's a man's job. That's what you said. Is that accurate?
that's the way I was raised, yeah. I was raised, until this day, my dad still tells me that the man should take care of the woman.
Mm-hmm. And you think that's how this relationship should be?
No, I don't feel like that's how this relationship should be, but he don't show me any kind of intimacy or anything like that, so...
Well, tell me about that. What's lacking in your love life?
Sex.
Well, there you go. I asked, and she told me.
Got it. No question about it now.
That's what I get. So, has it gone away altogether, or is it just infrequent?
Infrequent, like once in a blue moon.
Now, Mr. Sweet, I never ever make a man defend his position on that. But if you care to comment, you may do so.
Yeah. By the time I get home, I don't know how you feel when you get off work from a hard day's work, but if she's more concerned with having sex all the time, being homeless, you can have sex 24/7, you know? When I'm done making money, by the time I get home, maybe I'm not in the mood for sex. And honestly, I feel a bit resentful at Loxy for putting us in the situation that we're in, to where I don't really feel that intimate with her. Why should I share that expression of love with her in that way if she can't even express, like, clean my laundry for me? Like, I don't, you know? I mean, does that make sense?
Oh, it makes complete sense. Do you understand what he just said to you?
Yeah.
He said, look, I'm out busting my behind by myself, trying to make some money. I come home, house ain't together, don't have any food. Why would I want to touch you?
Ex-girlfriends.
Huh?
Talking to ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, because they're working.
No, we'll go.
Bro is a savage.
Well, then maybe you should go be with one of your
Now,
ex-girlfriends.
Mrs. Sweet,
Don't tempt me.
let me say this to you. I'm not mad, but can you imagine being in his position? That he's struggling so hard to keep both of your heads above water that he doesn't even feel supported, that the home life is taken care of. You're just kind of like
She's
kicking
kicked
back.
Yeah, just kick back.
Do you see that? And do you see that that's why he doesn't feel intimate towards you? Because he feels like you're not contributing to the two-ness of you. You just about your oneness.
I told him I was depressed, and when I get depressed, I just don't feel like getting out of the bed.
Mm-hmm. How long you been depressed?
I've been depressed my whole life.
Well, maybe getting out in the sunshine outside of the house would help, you know, depression, get some serotonin going in your brain, something. Living like a troll, I'd be depressed too, you know?
Yeah. Mr. Sweet, you have this all worked out. I know, but
I've had 3
enjoying
years
your
to think about it.
conversation.
I've had
I am.
3.5
I'm enjoying
years.
your conversation. You feel like she's sabotaging you. What do you mean by that?
Even when I went on the news for my pictures, Loxy said that I couldn't go on there unless she could be on the news too. You know, this was a big deal for me to be able to show my photography off, especially even though it was just a local news
They
station.
asked for me to be on the
Hang
news
on, Mrs.
with
Sweet.
you.
Mrs. Sweet, hang on a second. Mr. Sweet, go ahead, finish up.
I'm just being honest. That's what she said. She said that if they don't allow me to go on to the show with you, I don't want you doing that. She doesn't support me.
Did you go anyway?
She went on with me.
Oh. Why'd you want to go on the show with him?
They said Loxy and Eddie Sweet.
Did they?
No, they
Yes.
It's about his photography? Are you part of his photography business?
Well, they had a lot of questions that they was asking me and stuff.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's nice. You got a good eye there.
Thank you.
Oh.
Okay.
That's in Cincinnati. I know you're from Cleveland, so you might know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, Mrs. Sweet, I'm going to give us a little second. I'm going to give you some time to dig yourself out of this hole you're in. And tell me what you provide for Mr. Sweet so I can give you some kind of encouragement to keep him. Tell me something good, Mrs. Sweet. Something helpful. You help him with his camera, something. Something.
I do. I'm there for his photography.
She was there when the cameras came out. She was right there by me. I'm his wife. But when I'm out there hustling and getting the picture, she ain't nowhere to be found.
Talk it.
What does he provide?
A roof. I just paid our electric bill.
Talk it.
Vehicle. Don't even get me started. I'm not perfect by any means. I've introduced her to drugs in the very beginning of our marriage, but I'm trying to get my life back together, back on a right track.
Oh, you had me until you said that, bro. What you mean you introduced to the drugs at the beginning of the marriage? Bro, he had the goddamn the award, bro. He had Excel wrapped, signed, and delivered. What you mean you got a hook doing drugs in the beginning? So I ain't man.
And if she doesn't want to be a part of that, she needs to figure out if she
What
is
she's gonna do.
what she's going to do, or get help for the problems she thinks she has. If she's depressed, go seek some kind of help for that. She's not wanting to do that. She's not wanting to do anything. I'll support her if she is, depressed or whatever, but she's not looking for any help. So how can I help someone who doesn't want to help themselves? If she doesn't change after this show, I have to leave her to save myself.
I'm looking for work now, whenever we get back.
She is, yeah.
You're looking for work now. I gotta tell you, Mrs. Sweet, you got a narrow window about this wide to do the right thing, and you got to come up with a whole lot of right in a very short period of time. You're in an urgent situation. You're about to fall over the marital cliff, and you fall over the marital cliff, you fall over the economic cliff because you don't have any money. So you got to be a little bit scared, and you have to walk out of here a little bit scared. I'm always scared. I'm always looking for another job. You know why? Because, run a little bit. Don't get comfortable. I think you're comfortable. Yeah. I think you're waiting for the disability to kick in so you can kick back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you're going to lose your dude. You're going to lose your husband if you don't pay attention to it. Are you going to go somewhere and do something about the depression you say you're suffering from?
I see a counselor every month, once a month.
Once a month? You might want a little more help. Is it difficult to get because you don't have any money?
The counselor's free with Medicaid.
With Medicaid. I understand you're facing eviction right at the moment. Is that correct?
It's close. Yeah. Yeah. On the 1st. Yeah. And last month, this is really one of the things that pushed this to a head. Last month, when we were threatened with eviction, she was going to go to her dad's house and leave me on the street. Now, my mom wouldn't let me come back to live with her because I'm still with Loxie, sticking up for her, okay? And she was going to just leave me on the streets, and then she wants to, when I'm saying that after this show I might leave, she's saying, well, we proposed and we took vows, and that's supposed to be for life. But as soon as the money ran out, she wasn't worried about no vows.
Did you go to your father's and leave him high and dry?
No, because the rent got paid.
But if the rent wasn't paid, you were going to go back to your father's?
It was an option. My dad didn't want to see me on the streets, and his mom would take him in a heartbeat or put him up in another apartment.
My relationship with my mom's ruined.
It's not ruined. She's still bribing him. She's still telling him that he should leave me.
I understand what's happening here. I got something I want to say to you about it. If I was Mrs. Sweet's mother, I'd be telling him the same thing that his mother is telling him. You need to get up and get it together. because you're not doing your part. And you want to talk about, you know, you may be depressed. That's very true. I've been depressed in the past. Things happen, but I didn't never miss work because you have to feed yourself. And I think you're looking for a free ride. You're going to kick back on that disability. I want you to leave here scared. I'm worried about not having anybody, not having a husband, and not having a home, because if you're not scared, you're going to sit down and you're not going to get back up, and this man is going to break camp. He may have his problems, he may have his issues, but he's done. He's cooked, he's toast, he's finished all the way through. Not medium rare, I mean, he is well done.
And we get to that point, ladies. Don't think because we endure a lot, we don't say a lot, that we won't leave your ass too. Don't think that it won't happen to you. Love you, but if it ever come down to me or you, every time.
He's a heartbeat away from his mama's house, and you had to give him a very good reason not to go. Do you hear me? Get it together, get scared, get out there, get it done, get a job. This matter's adjourned.
I'm giving Loxy 2 months, and if she doesn't at least get a job in that time, then I'm leaving. And I think that's more than fair.
Eddie gave me a deadline for 2 months to get a job, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try hard. I'm gonna listen to what Judge Toler told me, and I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do and stop being lazy and making up excuses.
You can tell that he wasn't going to leave her. He not leaving that woman. And the crazy part about it is, I don't even think, it wasn't no infidelity. So that's a good thing. Joe just wanted her to work. He just wanted her to work, bro. He was the subliminal king. He was the subliminal king. What did he say, bro? He said something that had me rolling. He said, it's time to get up. He said, you've been down, it's time to get up. Bro, hold on. Now, like I said in the video, we gotta be honest, fellas. 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 9, 11. Normally it be us. Normally it do be us not working. But at this point in time, bro, she just got too comfortable. And the thing about that that I learned with, what she said she was waiting on disability, or some kind of check, disability, whatever it may be, bro. A very important lesson that I learned in life. You never count money that you don't have. You can't sit up here and count the money from the disability just because you think that you're going to get it. It ain't no telling. The same way how the judge said. She said, well, I got this job, but I keep an eye out for another one in case I need another. Bro, unless you running your own, and it's something, even if you running your own, it ain't too much security. It ain't nothing that's really, secure forever. I ain't gonna lie to you. Here go a law. What did I just say? I said I ain't gonna lie to the lawyer. I was trying to say I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but the goal, the ultimate goal, after I make $457 million from this YouTube, after I do that, bro, I'm gonna get me a farm, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and get me a farm, get me some animals, plant a couple trees, big ass, the dumb, crazy big bushes that grow all the way up, probably about 20 feet or something like that, and we chilling. We chilling, bro. Me and baby girl, we got a glass of lemonade, watching the herd run down or something like that. Yeah, bro. That's what we on. But I feel like in that relationship dynamic, it wasn't the worst. Now, is he fed up? Yes, he is. And maybe she is depressed. Maybe she is. That's another thing. You can't diagnose, or you can't say, hey, just by looking at a person, you're not really depressed, you're not this, you're not that. You don't know. You really don't. But do I believe him when he said that he would support her through it? Yeah, I believe that. He's supporting her right now, and that's why I say he's gonna continue to support her. He's gonna keep supporting her. He just want to ask to get a job or something, or at least do something. If you're in the house all day, pump out a YouTube video, make a YouTube video or something like that. But to just be sitting there all day, yeah, that's depressing. I think that's depressing to wake up every day and sit and not do anything and just lay in the bed and stare at the wall. Did that sound depressing to me? That sound depressing to me, but ultimately we don't, well, I don't, and we, because you watching the video, we don't know what she went through as a child. We can't diagnose and say, hey, that's not the case or whatever it may be. We can't sit up and say that, but at the end of the day, bro, you're going to have to get up and do something. Or if you don't, when I come home, I would love... I'm not going to do this one over. We're going to have to keep rolling with it. When I come home, I want to smell the laundry. Y'all know how when you're doing the dryer, when you put your clothes in the dryer and you coming home and you kind of smell what are they? The dryer sheets and stuff, and it smell good. I want to smell that when I'm coming home, coming through the door. Then after that, I want to smell the food. I want to smell what's been cooking. Then I want to smell the scent from you washing the bathroom or cleaning the bathroom or something like that. Yeah, bro. Yeah, because my thing with that is it really don't take a lot. That really don't take a lot. A couple loads of clothes, then you go sit down and watch TV. All right, fine, cool. You can start meal prepping at 1. Then, whatever, bro, whatever. Come up with a schedule and get it done. But if I'm at work all day and then I got to come home and do everything, I'm pissed. I'm pissed, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. And while we on the subject, that seemed to happen a lot. The motherfuckers who out there working and getting all of the work done got to come home and do extra because the people at home is chilling. I don't know, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that video. GTG, the family is always love. We out.